I feel weird sitting down and talking. I'm usually standing up. And... Dearly beloved, we are gathered here. Anyway, with the Russian River Historical Society, we have over on the far side over here, Jane Berry, who's our president, and Sarah Brooks, who is our chairman for back there waving for membership. We have another board of directors here, Irene Dean. Irene, right in front here. But I'm vice president and editor of the Historical Society Journal. If you want to read lies, read any Historical Society journal. We have quite a few people here that are going to give a little spiel about what it was like to be on the river during the war years as children, what they remember. There are about 8 or 9 of them here. So I'll let you take it from there. I don't know what else.
Well, we're going to start with you first. You told me about somebody flying under a bridge. What was the story with that? Let's start with that.
This one, okay. Story about somebody here who was 96 years old. He was one of the last people I contacted to come down here to give their experience, his experience about being on the river before the war. 96 years old. He had his flying license in 1938. So he was flying privately, and he was a civil contractor with the Army Air Corps. And he was teaching people how to fly over here at the county airport, which was an Army Air Base at that time. When he had his private license, he was flying around in a Piper Cub, and so he thought he'd come over the river here, and so he came down along the river, darn near on the river, and flew under the Guerneville Bridge. Now, that's just the mild part. As he's putting along, you know, Piper Cubs are very slow. And as he was puttering along down the river under the bridge, he sees a fellow over here on the beach pick up a rock, and he recognized it was Russ Chambers, another local boy. He threw the rock at the plane, and Babe Burkhofer, the pilot, said it nearly hit the prop. Well, if it hit the prop, he would have been in the drink. Some of the other experiences in the short, about 5 minutes I talked to him today, he was instructing how to fly P-38s. This is during the early stages of the war, and they were flying back and forth over the river here. The other little short story, and his wife and son waved at him as he flew by. Then he went down to Oakland. Those are just a few short stories or little anecdotes that he told me.
Accustomed to public speaking. I'm Bob Jones. I was the minister here for a long time. But our first trip I was raised in Watsonville and lived in Watsonville during the war down between Monterey and Santa Cruz, right on the coast. But in 1942, my father was an air raid warden. He walked around like John with a hat like that around the neighborhood, and that got us a B card for gasoline. An A card, you could just about get to work and back for a month. With a B card, you could go from Watsonville to Rio Nido. And so we had a summer vacation in Rio Nido in 1942. And my mother thought it was the most wonderful thing. Guy Lombardo was playing in the big dance pavilion, and all that was going on, even as the war was going on. What I'd like to put in the mix here is the story of Clarence Hura. We called him Hayura, but I found out later his name is Hura. His sister lived in Sebastopol for a long time, married to the dentist, and now lives in Santa Rosa. Clarence just died, but we were in the same class in school. And he was among the the Nisei kids, the Japanese-American kids. And in 4th grade, they all just disappeared. They were gone. And I wasn't sure why. until much later what was going on. It happened that even before that, the town council at Watsonville voted that no Japanese could set foot on Main Street. They could drive through, but my father ran the JCPenney store there, and so he blocked off a lot of parking places right in front of the store, and the Japanese would stop there. They knew they were going to have to, most of them to Arizona, and so they would come and they would get shoes and socks and clothes that they might need in a big trunk. And he became quite a hero in that community. And when it was all over, they made him, they would invite him to the Buddhist temple in town and give him a big applause. I was always proud of him for that.